All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order.
Sorry. Rachel,
I can't log in.
Here.
I'm
Katie.
breaking stuff right now. Here.
Sarah,
Here.
Jeff Gorno.
Here.
James,
Here.
Jeff Gorno, Carrie,
Here again.
Jeff Weaver. Same time.
Carrie's here.
Here. We're all here. All right, if everyone will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence for armed services personnel. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any items to be added or changed to the agenda?
There's not.
Okay, we have recognitions and acknowledgement, personnel, new hires. Girls varsity basketball head coach, Ben Hicks. Is Coach Hicks here? I'm gonna say no.
No.
We have resignations. South Maple Elementary teacher Julie Heights, Gaylord High School teacher and Gaylord Middle School football coach Ronald Hoffman, freshman girls basketball coach Kevin Foster, food service helpers Margaret Crouchy, Kelly Hutchinson, and Lynn Golinsky. Public input. As a reminder, we have one input now and then one at the end. You pick either one, that's up to each one of you. First up will be Stephanie Jacobson.
I'll just defer to Leah.
Okay. Jennifer Thompson.
I'll go now.
Okay. You have the floor for 3 minutes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jennifer Thompson, and I'm here to address an issue that I believe is critically important to the health and effectiveness of our school board, and by extension, our entire educational community. The dangers of hypocrisy and blatant disrespect among board members. At the heart of any functional and successful organization, especially one as vital as a school board, lies a foundation of trust, respect, and integrity. These values are not just buzzwords, they are the bedrock upon which you build your decisions, your policies, and ultimately the future of our students. When these principles are compromised, the very essence of your mission is threatened. Hypocrisy in any form undermines the credibility of the board. When board members set standards, values, policies, i.e. non-personal attack to individual board members via public comment, and then do not adhere to it themselves, it sends a message of duplicity and insincerity. This not only erodes trust amongst colleagues, but also within our community. Parents, community members, teachers, and students look to you as role models. Most of you are parents, some of you coaches, some of you work in your churches and volunteer in our community. If you do not practice what you preach, you lose our respect and confidence, which was already discussed earlier this afternoon. And these are crucial for implementing effective policies and fostering a positive educational environment. Blatant disrespect among board members is equally detrimental. Healthy, productive debate is essential for growth and progress, but when disagreement turns into disrespect, it poisons the atmosphere. It stifles open communication, hinders collaboration, and creates a hostile environment that is counterproductive to your goals. Disrespect can manifest in many ways, interrupting others, belittling their opinions, and even going against your own policies and allowing direct personal attacks from the public to individual board members. Such behavior not only disrespects the individual, but also the position they hold, and by extension, the community that they respect. Moreover, these behaviors can lead to a breakdown in the board's ability to govern effectively. Decisions may become driven by personal vendettas rather than the best interests of our students. The board's energy and resources, which should be focused on enhancing educational outcomes, are instead wasted on internal conflicts and power struggles. To counteract these dangers, you must recommit yourselves to the principles of respect, integrity, and accountability. You must hold yourselves and each other to the high standards of conduct, ensuring that your actions align with your words. You must foster a culture of mutual respect where diverse opinions are valued and considered thoughtfully. This means listening actively, engaging in constructive dialogue, and resolving disagreements in a professional and respectful manner. If you as a board cannot follow your own policies, procedures, and values, this will undermine your credibility, erode trust, and hinder your ability to serve our community effectively. I hope moving forward you strive to be the leaders our students, teachers, parents, and community who voted you all in, what you deserve. Leaders who embody the values you espouse and who work together respectfully to achieve your common goals. Thank you.
Thank you. Susan Lubert.
I'll wait till the second one.
Okay. Ronnie Alexander.
I'll defer to him.
Jeff Alexander.
Also.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have board minutes from our special board meeting minutes earlier this afternoon. Treasurer's report, general fund and athletic fund bills in the amount of $3.5 million. Cafeteria fund bills in the amount of $23,000. Sinking fund bills in the amount of $6,000 and prior period adjustments of $0. That is the end of the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Any questions on either of those? Okay,
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jackie?
yes. New and unfinished business. Milk bids. It is recommended the board approve the 24-25 milk bids from Cedar Crest Dairy and Prairie Farms as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2024-25 milk bids from Cedar Crest and Prairie Farms.
I'll second.
Any questions on the milk bids? Okay,
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
yes. It is recommended, pizza bids. It is recommended the board approve the 2024-25 pizza bids from Little Caesars and Jets Pizza as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the pizza bids for Little Caesars and Jets as
Jets
presented.
Pizza.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the pizza bids? Okay,
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
yes. Operating millage proposal. It is recommended the board approve the operating millage proposal as presented.
Make a motion to approve the operating millage proposal as presented.
I'll second it.
Any questions on our operating millage?
Just to let the public know, this is just a renewal of our millage.
Correct. That's correct.
That will be on the November ballot.
November ballot.
November.
Yep. All right,
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
yes. Gaylord High School Assistant Principal. It is recommended that the board approve the hiring of Gaylord High School Assistant Principal Brooke Oliver Hempenstall as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve Brooke as our new assistant principal.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay,
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff
Yes.
Corno? James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
yes. Mr. Byram, were we gonna have an introduction of Mr. Byram? Your official, this kind of like one of your official first duties at the board anyways?
So Brooke lives in Gaylord. She's one of our counselors, so she's going to be added to our admin team. Her experience prior to joining us at Gaylord is some administrative roles, supporting people at the collegiate level, and then also people in communities from trauma backgrounds. So I think that this is a great addition for our admin team because it's going to give us an additional lens to look at things through. So this is good.
Gotta run the gauntlet. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Brooke.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Emergency Operations Plan. It is recommended the board approve the implementation of the Emergency Operation Plan in accordance with Public Act 436 of 2018 as presented.
I'll make a motion that the board approve the implementation of the emergency operation plan as presented.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the EOP?
Can you just explain what it is, we've already adopted our emergency plan. This is just by, the state of Michigan requires that we.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
and
right.
we finished it this year. Giving the history, the district has been working on adopting an EO, emergency operations plan probably since 2018, and have gone through, we contracted with an outside group who came in, gave us an audit, made recommendations, which we're working to implement all of the recommendations. And the plan itself is really the final act, but we've got some other things which will be coming on with the security fencing and so on. But yes, we are required by 436, the board has to approve the implementation of it.
Okay, thank you.
So we're just saying we're doing what we're doing.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
Yes. High school security fence. It is recommended that the board approve the bid of $34,035 for the Gaylord High School security fence from JLH Fence as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the fencing as presented.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the fencing?
Since I wasn't at the workshop, can you just explain to me where this fencing's going?
Sure, around the auto shop area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I know.
Just part of completing the EOP. All right. I'm sorry. Any other questions?
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
Yes. All right. That is the end of new and unfinished business, and on to our second public input. So Jeff Alexander, you have the floor for 3 minutes.
Well, first of all, I would like to say to Rachel Davis, thank you for all the hard work you have done for the children and for putting up with the naysayers. You keep doing what's right. We both know this lawsuit will work out for the greater good. And I'd like to touch on the cheer athletes. I'm glad they got taken care of, but I can't believe that it had to go so far as it did to bring justice. The damage has been done, and it should have not have came to the point to the athletes and parents bringing statements to you to receive justice and restoration. And I do hope we see some restoration. So instead of focusing on our children, you're over here talking about some unnegotiated raises when truthfully and ethically that should not even be happening. Handing out excessive raises to some staff and the superintendent. I mean, come on. At any job I ever had, you had to earn the raise. And it appears to me, and many others, that you are underhanding and misspending taxpayer millage money that should be spent on further advancing the children. This really needs to be evaluated. Your focus is obviously way off. We need to get back to the basics and protecting and educating our children. I'm glad to hear about the security fence.
Thank you. Ronay? Ronnie. I did, I got 50% of
Yeah, he was
it.
right earlier.
Be all right. Yeah, and I echo what Jeff said. Thank you, Rachel, for standing up for our kids. I appreciate it because, as most of you know, now Fauci's testified that, yeah, he was wrong about the masks. And I heard from Dennis today that there was an issue with masking and our kids learning to read during COVID. And I'm thankful that Dennis extended to me to come and meet with him to look at the curriculums and see what I can see that we can help our kids go from a 40% proficiency to maybe we can get to 80. That would be great. But even if we got to 60, my gosh, where can you work where a 40% failure rate is acceptable? I'm a caterer. It's my main job, and if 40% of the time was all the time I put out healthy, wholesome food, my business would have tanked 35 years ago. I have to do 100%. No violations. I've not had one violation in all the years I've catered. And I take pride in doing the right thing that I was hired to do every time I do it and going beyond the expectation of my customers. And I implore the parents that are in this room and the board that get involved and start holding the feet to the fire, and let's get these test scores up. Let's make sure that our kids, I'm not so much about the state tests, and I did talk to Dennis about this today. I wanna know, are we meeting the tests that come with our curriculum at least? Where is the hole in the wall that only 40% of our third graders read proficiently? That is sickening. You gotta learn to read well by third grade and fourth grade, or you won't. And I have been an employer in this community for the past 20 years, and I had kids that would work for me when I worked at Benetham's and in the woods, they couldn't even read a recipe. They didn't know how to do basic math, they couldn't do fractions to double and triple recipes, or even times them by 10. It's been going on for a while, and with a little bit of tutoring, I helped those kids. And now some of them are running 5-star restaurants downstate. So it can be done, we just need to figure out where that hole is. I was also invited today to be part of Literacy Day at the school, so I implore people to get involved in that. I didn't know we had an opportunity to go in and read to our elementary kids. So I am thankful that I learned that today, and I am hoping that I can inspire other people, especially the board. It would be great for the board to go in and read to our children, because I'm hearing the problem is they're not being read to at home. So if we know the problem, then let's address it and let's fix it. If we can counter that with tutoring or an after-school program, or going in and reading to the kids during school, then let's do that, whatever it's gonna take. I myself pride myself in, I have a 100% success rate of my children that I taught reading at a college level by the time they reached 6th grade. When they came into Gaylord Public Schools, every one of their teachers all the way along the way wanted to know where they had been to school previously. Brian would.
Thank you. Susan Lubert, you
Yes.
have the floor for 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, thank you for addressing the board. My concern is, we are the people, and I know every one of you took an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution, which is designed by we the people. We elected you to come in these positions. And with that, we are your constituents. That makes us your boss. And as your boss, a lot of people have not been doing their job, but a lot of us here who have been speaking up have been doing our job to make sure that the job we hired you for, you are doing it. In a lot of ways you are, in a lot of ways you're not. And one of the concerns I have is this bickering going back and forth between the board, behind the deals, behind the scene deals that have to be ironed out in public, the ridicule, cutting down and attacking board members in public, campaigning during public time. We need to be focusing on these kids. And then going out and bringing the issues up over and over for a revote, which is against Robert's rules, just so you can get the right vote you want. We're wasting our time with this board. We need to be focusing on the kids. I work with a lot of kids that came from this school. They do not know how to make change. I heard that if you're under 21 years old, they stop teaching them how to make change. And we know this is a hospitality type business. We have a lot of service. How are the kids gonna get employed if they do not know a basic life skill as counting change? I see, they just stand in front of the register and they have no idea what to do. And if they count it wrong, the businesses end up losing money. So it's not beneficial for them or for us. They can't even go, you give them a list, okay, go in the stock room, get a stock, fill out what you need. They can't figure that out. They can't write it down, they don't know, they are lost. The school system is failing the kids. And us, the boss, and ways we have been failing you by not letting you know. But we're standing up as your boss and letting you know this is what we expect out of a board. To be harmonizing and focusing on the kids. And everyone, you've got a curriculum coming, as a board, it's your responsibility to read what the curriculum is before you vote on it. That was very disappointing when I heard members say, I didn't even look at it. Excuse me, this is your job. This is what we hired you to do to put you in here. And right now, if this was a regular business, we are not getting a return on the investment we have made. You would not like to keep your employees. So that's what we need to do. Get focused together, work together with us. We want to work with you. We don't want to be your enemy. But we care for these kids. These kids mean a lot to us. It is very heart-wrenching to hear that these kids can't even count. So let's work together, not against each other. The board work together and also the public work together. And we can get this, and we can be a top school if we work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Stephanie Jacobson?
And I agree, we all work together. I don't mind robust debate and discussion. I don't mind differing opinions. I think that is healthy for a board. But I do agree, it's gone a little far in the last few meetings that I was able to observe, so thank you for video recording them. I just wanted to say a little bit about an issue that came up and offer a little different perspective. When something happens in a system that harms children, whether it is in your control or not in your control, you are obligated to do something. You would do it as a parent, you would do it as a community member, and you would most certainly want to think your school board members would do that. And I think during COVID, I think if we're being honest with ourselves, we have to admit what we did to the children of this community harmed them. It harmed them psychologically, it harmed them physically, and now we're seeing that it harmed them academically. And I think one thing that I, as a community member, would like, because we were there telling people these things, that the masking was not working, that the social distancing made no sense. And we've heard the topmost experts of the most scientific fields now telling us they just made all that stuff up and it really didn't help. And the science has come out and shown that as well. So we know that those things did not work. We didn't understand the rules. These children in this specific area were masks from 8 to 3 when people more susceptible for COVID were walking around without masks. You know, it just didn't make sense, and now we know it was just arbitrary and had no basis in science whatsoever. I mean, we could go on and on about things the medical community did that were unscientific and harmed people. Putting COVID in nursing homes was an example, but we won't. And I think what I would just like to see is when somebody stands up and says, to quote a great story that can actually teach us something, and I hope children still read, "The emperor has no clothes," that the person that says it is not attacked and shamed for having that opinion. The science is there, and the truth is the truth. And when someone does that, that person does not deserve scorn and ridicule. And maybe a little bit of self-reflection from the health department and the medical community and the schools that did this is appropriate now that we've come so far and we've seen the effects. So that's all I have to say. So thanks, it was a great meeting, nice and short.
Thank you. And that is all the public input I have. We have one last motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. You love doing that, don't you?
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Gordon?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Jeffy?
Yes. Thank you all for coming.